sexy people. Hello, 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 sexy people. It is Nicci Gilbert Daniels and Sire Leo Lamar and Richard
Hello.
Glass.
What's going on, folks? How
So
are you?
we got a little bit of a late start today. I think I'm giving a lot of. Am I giving echo, y'all?
Yeah, it's a little bit of an echo.
It's a little bit of an echo. Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks. Because I'm in an empty room. That's the reason why we're getting echo. But is it bad echo?
No, it's just like
Not
you're in
bad.
a secluded room.
Okay. A very secluded room. There's nothing here but me. So I'm just coming back from an event. Actually, shout out to Lisa Wu. I actually saw Lisa Wu, Elise Neal, yes, ironically, the entire, well, not the entire cast, but some of the ladies from Hollywood Divas. They look amazing. Lisa is launching a new sunglass line with Chopard. So I got some really cute sunglasses and had to go and patronize because we are all friends. And I actually saw Todd Tucker tonight and gave Todd Tucker a hug and gave Carlos King a hug. So there, you know that my issues are not with Carlos or Todd or Lisa or any of the ladies on the show. So just had to get that out because it was a really nice event and we had a good time.
Love it.
Professor Glass.
What's up, baby?
So I was mentioned the fact that I was out at another event because I did not get a chance to see tonight's episode in its entirety. I did, however, get to see the one night only performance. I got to see, when I came in, Selena was cussing out the sound guy. And
right. Because she was sounding not right, or her sound was off.
It was a lot of feedback.
It was a lot of feedback. Yeah.
Like a disrespectful amount of feedback.
Like, a disrespectful amount of feedback, that's probably just what people should come to expect, because you never want to have a perfect show.
It was so bad, like it felt like elementary. Like I understand
That's what I'm
in that moment, like because normally I'd be like, okay, like you're doing a little much by cussing them out, but it was kind of like, get your shit together, like come on, you know. So
right.
Well, there's a ladylike way to say everything. And I think that even in Yo going off, like I never like just went off and was like, you motherfucker me, blah, blah. I never did all that. So I feel like you can still read, and I read a lot of people, or not read a lot of people, but you know, went off on a lot of people.
Right.
I'm a big fan of even if you have to, because you know, sound issues happen all the time. You don't expect for sound to be perfect when you're doing a reality TV series. Okay. That could probably be used against me in a court of law. Not that you don't expect your sound to be correct in a reality series, but you know, it's a reality show for God's sake.
It's a reality show, and that's where they create the drama. Because, but then again, going back to what I said last week, I feel that they're just like insulting our intelligence. Like, how many times are they going to have a bad show? How many times are they going to do this? It's just, the show is called R&B Divas. These girls have a status. These girls have a level of non crazy stuff to happen. Like for real.
Well,
like,
I mean, I think at the same time, yes, some of it may be manufactured to create a storyline, but at the
I
same
never
time,
said anything was manufactured.
No. You didn't say that. I'm saying that. Because Professor Glass stated about our intelligence being insulted. So
right.
I'm saying that yes, it's possible that some of it is manufactured for a storyline, but it's also possible, like, things just happen sometimes, you know, like
true.
You know, there are many times where performances, even the best of singers, and the sound is messed up, and you're like, what the hell? So
right.
I mean, it happens. It's unfortunate that it continues to happen, and that this is the second time that it's happened directly to Selena while on the show. So it's very unfortunate that it's something that continues to happen. Like,
isn't the sound gremlins?
Who are these people that don't know how to do the sound? Like,
I mean,
and why do they still keep having a job? Why are they still working with them? Why
somebody
are you still working with them? Somebody getting fired. Somebody needs to get fired. Like I said, somebody need a B12 shot, which means you need some energy, bitch, because you're slacking on your job. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm gonna say this. I've been to home. I've seen a lot of shows at home. I'm assuming that the sound guys at home who were there for the Divas are the same sound guys that were there for Kelly Price, who murdered it, didn't have any sound issues. We had an event, Grammy weekend. There were absolutely no sound issues. So home is an awesome venue. The sound company at home has always done a great job. So I don't know. Maybe it was just a rough night. But anyway, we'll leave that alone. But Home is a beautiful venue in Beverly Hills. The team that does the sound there, I've been there at least 3 times. Did you hear anything during Kelly's show, Richard? You were there.
No, it was absolutely flawless. I mean, but Kelly could sing in a paper bag and still. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like this thing's voice is just nothing to be toyed with. Nothing.
Yeah, Kelly is a monster. Kiki murdered it. She looked great. I just have to say this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go in real early.
Go.
Miss Angela Laverne Brown Williams Stone. Them pearls.
Can I do it?
That wig.
Okay, because listen.
That dress.
It looked like I see. I can't even describe.
It was like the black Quaker lady, like Quaker oatmeal lady.
She did.
Pilgrim. It was like
Pilgrim.
No, like okay, like the wig with the.
I told y'all.
The wig, the old, like it looked like the old Kelly Rowland flip with the
that was cute. It worked for Kelly Rowland. It did not work for Angela.
And the pearls
no. That's what I'm saying, girl. You're on a show called Divas, girl. Get rid or get somebody in your team who can glam you up to be a diva, girl. Somebody slipping on their pimping.
Somebody slipping on their pimping,
or just go away. And that'll solve all the problems. Because listen, at this point, every scene that she's in really just pisses me off. Because last week, I know I wasn't here last week. I'm so sorry, I had to work. But her scene with her.
Sorry you had to work.
Right, you had a job.
I know that's right.
I know, yeah.
Jesus' job.
But it's like her daughter. Like even the scene with her daughter, it was like you just think you're above everything. Like, can you listen and realize that you need to chill? Because the mama hen role only works if you can do that with your own children. So if you do that with your own children, then you want to be mama hen and everyone else. That sounds like an insecurity issue. And I don't have time to dealing with people's insecurity issues manifesting in my life or other people's lives. Like, you know, if it's going to be like that, then use it like a storyline like Latavia. Let your insecurity be your storyline. But don't say like above. And then you have that.
Wait a minute. Okay, we're going to talk about that storyline. You made me wait all this time to sing and sound like that. You are
No. Never.
Put the car in park, take the key out, set it on the porch, set it down. Are you kidding me? For really, girl? For really?
She had no rehearsal.
She had no rehearsal to use her voice?
Well, listen, this is the thing. Latavia,
Nikki, singing in a group of women is hard, right?
Singing in a group of women is hard, especially, you know, this is the thing. Latavia has not been running around, you know, trying to play Beyonce. She has not been, you know, she said, I haven't sang in a number of years. It's been a very, very long time. So for people to expect her to just get out there, I mean, I think she did well. I don't think that she is trying to be some big, fabulous, incredible solo artist. I think that, you know, Kiki White is a tough act to follow. And I think that there's some intimidation on every level because all those women sing every single day. But I do like the fact that she did conquer her fear. For me, it wasn't even about her being this amazing, incredible singer. For me, it was about Latavia conquering her fear and conquering her insecurity and taking that baby step and singing the song. And I think that she did a very, very good job based on that. Now, granted, she's not Kiki, she's not Angie, she's not Selena, she's not, you know, the other girl, can't think of her name, but she's her.
Mila ain't
she's
even
not them. Who is Mila?
Hello? Who is she?
Catch this tea. Who is she? But outside of, you know, the fact that I think she was very nervous and she was very, you know, very insecure about it initially, I think kudos, hats off. I'm a huge fan of Latavia. I want to see her come back to the franchise. She definitely brings some honesty. She brings some realness that I don't see a whole lot of outside of her and Kiki. She brings some, you know, organic energy, I think, to the show. Speaking of energy, which is Monique's favorite word,
Right.
I did not like that comment that she made about Kiki at all. I thought it was mean. I thought it was disrespectful when she said, "If Kiki can't do anything else right, if she, can't do anything else in this world right, she can sing." Kiki is an awesome mother. Kiki is a funny woman. She has a good heart. She's very honest, and I just thought that that was a little bit of a low blow. And
See,
I
I
think
didn't.
when you talk about energy, you have to be more
I
considerate.
didn't take it that way. I know
I'm
everyone
losing you,
says,
babe.
yeah,
Hmm.
Kiki has these. Kiki, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you. Hmm.
I got you.
Okay. Um, I think I think I took it as her saying like, yeah, Kiki has complications, Kiki has issues, but you can't deny her gift. I think it could have been worded differently, but I don't think it was meant to be a diss. I think it was saying like, if you can deny all of her other stuff, you can talk about her, you can
Right.
diss, but you
Right.
cannot diss her voice. And I
You
think
cannot, yeah. Because that voice is crystal clear.
No, I think that
but
as usual, as it's been, I mean, keep in mind, I've known these women for a number of years, like a very, very long time. And I think it was shade. And I think it was whack. And I think that, it was, well, at least you can sing if you can't be nothing else. I think she's a great mom. I think she's a great human being. And I think it was a little bit of a diss. I'm not trying to be catty. I mean, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, don't preach that you are all about keeping things, here, and
Right.
then you throw them little subtle jabs. Because if she had said that to Kiki and it set Kiki off, she would have had every right to feel the way that she did, and then people would have been looking at Kiki like she was crazy. Kiki ain't as crazy as people think she is, or
Kiki's not
as
crazy at
crazy.
all.
She's not crazy at
I
all.
don't.
Thank you.
I think I listen.
She's
I've
crazy
listened
like a
to some
fox.
of Kiki's
Crazy like a fox,
like
and a singing one.
like at the
Right.
at the bachelorette party. If that had been me, I would have had the same reaction. Like, wait a minute. Like, I mean, I think that there are times when people want you to react differently. But I have a question. Why is it that someone is able to act one way, but I have to react differently? Why
So what are you
can't
saying about the Bachelorette? What are you? I'm
well,
lost.
when Kiki was going about to go off on the girl, it's like people want Kiki to always walk away
But
instead
she's
of,
not going to do that. She was
but
raised with
it's
some
not
gay
fair.
brothers and the kids. And she is not that. She is not a punk by any means. She is always going to let you know what street you can get off of on the bus Kiki. That's what she going
Right.
to do. She going to do for that. So,
And if you can't kiss the whole ass, she'll tell you which cheek you can kiss. I mean, that's
right.
it.
Right, and then
That's
yeah.
it. That's it. And when you're dealing with, I think passive aggressive is the word that I'm looking for. When you're dealing with people who are passive aggressive or who they do not understand their behaviors, it puts you in a situation where you feel defensive all the time. And then
So
people
you're
get
saying
upset
that
when you
Kiki
act
feels
defensive.
defensive all the time?
I think so. Even her saying that she didn't want to go to Mo's wedding says that she feels like she's always put in the defense, and she doesn't want to be put in a situation at Mo's wedding that makes her want to defend herself. Because
Mm.
I don't think Kiki ever starts drama. She always ends up like the drama gets bigger because of her reaction to it. But I've
Great
never seen Kiki like
observation.
really start something. Like start something.
Mm.
That's a
Like
really awesome observation because the fact is that I've never been in a situation. Well, let me say that I'd be lying to say that she didn't react to things, in ways that she didn't necessarily need to, or whatever. But the thing that people fail to realize is that from season one, from the very beginning, Kiki let us all know that she's working on herself. She went from not being able to be around her husband to now being a team player and being able to hang out with all the ladies and there not being an issue. Well, there be issues, but not an issue of Michael not being there. And I'm proud
right.
of the steps that she's taken. And, I would like to see more of her growth highlighted. I'd love to see more of her, the changes that she is making and has made in her life. I mean, no, everybody who knows me knows that I love Kiki to pieces and I'm always going to defend her. And that's because I feel, again, I will say it, She is one of the most organic, honest, straightforward, real people
She's
on that
awesome.
show.
I mean, listen, I honestly think that each diva has grown since season one based on what I've seen. I don't
I
have
agree.
personal relationships with them like you, but Selena, even this season, with the exception of this reaction, she's been gauging how she responds to things. Like
Really?
stop it. Her walking away from Angie instead of confronting her was a sign of growth for me. You know what I mean? Like, and Monifa not trying to be peacekeeper in every situation is a sign of growth. Like, everyone's worried about themselves and they're trying to make it. So I think every person has grown and changed, and maybe that's not being as highlighted as it should.
No, we see Selena as this, ding, I'm the peacemaker. And I want everyone to get along and I don't want there to be any issues. But then,
Stop with that
she gets on
impression.
the.
Stop with the
No,
impression.
listen, I'm just keeping it real. Is that my bell?
Hey,
Hi,
hey, I had to settle the baby down, honey, before I came and talked about
hi,
this,
pretty
honey.
girl. Hi, pretty girl.
Hey.
So we were talking about the event, and I was just in the middle of saying, I mean, I just honestly, and again, I hate to say this every time I say something about Selena Johnson, but I know her, and I know that the peacemaker thing, you know. So anyway,
I'm just
I,
disturbed by the outfit choices she chooses to have.
Whoa.
Just a little
Whoa.
bit. Just a little bit.
Whoa.
she's
Yeah.
from Chicago,
I mean,
Detroit. I'm from Detroit, Chicago, Detroit
okay.
folks.
So I'm gonna have a question. I'm gonna propose a question. Since
Go
we're talking
ahead.
outfits, would you rather have had Selena's outfit or Angie? I can't even describe
Orange
that.
marmalade. It was
I
an
can
orange.
both leave them. I can leave them both.
I'm gonna leave them both on the hanger.
Listen, I
So
would
I
Mel,
want
you
them.
just joined us. Go ahead, Sarah. I'm sorry, baby.
I think that I'm gonna have to rock with Selena on this one with the outfit choices because Angie was just I don't know
Yeah, I
like
think that
a
I'm gonna
fashion.
have to take neither for 12, Jack.
If anything, Angie gets a pass because she's old.
Ah!
Yeah,
So she probably didn't feel like doing all of that tonight. Like she didn't feel it.
yeah.
With
You
Selena, I
don't get a
just
pass
don't think
because you
she
old.
cared.
You
Because
don't get a pass.
Diana Ross is old and she's the
Right.
But
ultimate.
she's a different kind of old, baby. She's been fabulous forever.
Right.
She
And she don't
has
have a
fabulous
costume
So,
forever.
change.
so we stand by the statement that Angie Stone has never been fabulous and
Well, because she
can
first class. Hold
Oh, you
on.
know,
But she was a little more pedestrian tonight. She was not first class
she
at
was
all.
definitely sidewalk. Yeah.
She was giving
Definitely.
borderline coach-ish. Okay, so Belle, you haven't had a chance to chime in on what you thought about tonight's episode. So tell us what your thoughts are on tonight's episode. I
Okay,
didn't see much of it.
so I love her. I love her. I love her. That's my girl, Mila. But sometimes I want her to be up on her notes a little bit more when she's singing.
Yeah,
I love that jacket. It was really, really, really fabulous.
it was.
Latavia, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, anybody could be Latavia. Anybody could be Latavia. I mean, you don't get to use the same excuse over and over again. Well, why am I going to sing? I don't know, because you signed a contract to be on R&B Divas. That's why you're going to sing. You know what I'm saying?
No. Oh, speaking of that, Bill, you are my new best friend. Girl,
Hey!
friend. Girl, because I've been saying it forever. I was like, girl, why are you here?
Yes.
Why
Why
are you
are
here?
you here?
And
For us
who
to see your
signed you?
ombre or
Right.
what? I don't get it.
Girl, no, it's no. It's
She
not.
said, "Why are you here for us to see your ombre?" That's what Belle
Yes.
Johnson said. Well, Belle, let me just say this: for those of you watching who do not know, Belle Johnson is an incredible, like incredible is an understatement. Amazing, incredible singer, songwriter. Loving Me, Belle Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. She is the
Oh,
co-writer, her husband PK. Oh, it just, amazing, incredible. So Belle, you I know are judging from a different place. But like I was telling them today, she's sang. And she has never said that she was an amazing, incredible lead singer. She's always been a little insecure about her vocal ability. So the
oh,
fact that she actually performed tonight, we lost Belle.
we
The fact
lost
that she
both.
actually performed tonight I thought was a good thing. I thought she did an
So
awesome job, and I'm proud of her.
on a different subject, I kind of wanna. I don't know how we feel about this, but I'm noticing on every reality show there is a gay
I'm
man that's
sorry.
not there,
No problem, baby.
and
There's
and
a
then
who?
there's a gay man on the cast, but he's not really on the cast. Like it's like you know, the women think they
Like
are.
Dwight or somebody like that.
No, I mean Mila. It,
Yes. Oh,
the personalities. It's like we don't really need you to give us a yeah. Like we don't need that.
yes, honey,
And
down. He's
yes, sorry,
living everything.
I
Yeah.
don't need that. And it to me it's borderline caricature-ish. And I really want people to have their own damn personality instead of picking personalities of other people's. And just because that worked for Tamar Braxton, there's only one Tamar Braxton, and now we don't need a Tamar Braxton on every show. So I really want people
Well,
they are. And
That
that's
goes back to
yeah.
that organic,
it's
real
really
thing I
Well,
was talking about.
because you are the character of a stereotype. That pisses me off. That
preach
really
it, baby, preach it.
you
I'm
you are
listening.
you're the character of a
You wouldn't be
stereotype.
speaking from the perspective of the stereotype that she's trying to emulate now, would you?
Listen, I am this is why it pisses me off. Because when you emphasize a stereotype, especially if you're not the person being stereotyped, it leads everyone to believe that everyone is like that. And it
I
pisses me
agree.
off because I'm not that person. I may be a
Hmm.
little like that, but that's not who I am. And
All
I don't
day,
want
every day.
people like so I really just want people to get their own personalities on these shows. And it's okay to be you. Like it's okay to and everyone has an influence. I'm not
Yeah,
saying influence. I'm saying like
yeah.
don't be a caricature of a stereotype. Be who you are. Because it's getting annoying.
Be who you are. I hear that. So, Bill, what did you think about tonight's episode? Was there anything that stood out to you that you absolutely loved? I loved to see the divas from LA in the audience supporting the divas from Atlanta. I thought that
Yes.
was a beautiful thing. And
I
Tammy
could have.
Roman and Elise Niels, a lot of celebs. Who else was in the audience? Drea from Hollywood X's. Had a nice little house.
Nikki, did you like Little Mo's wig
Oh
piece?
my
There was
goodness,
That what
that is
the
why
hell?
I'm smiling. I wondered if
Who
anybody
put
was gonna
that
bring that
on?
Bill,
up.
well, you answer that question because I'm gonna leave
Who
that one
who
alone.
who put that
who
on
did
with
what?
no edges, puffed out like that?
It's
Come on.
like,
Who put that on like that? Who set her up like that and said, "Girl, gone. You are fabulous, diva."
you're,
That's why
Girl,
again,
yeah.
the
Nikki, you
wrong
better
queens, the wrong queens that you
choose
talking
you
about,
gotta choose
Sire.
your case.
Right,
You gotta
them
choose the
wrong
right gays in
queens,
your corner.
them same queens that you was talking about.
You
Right,
gotta
because
have
them wrong ones pumped your head, boo, and they had you out there. They
a
had you out
bad
there
a
like
bad
that
a bad gay will sabotage you every time.
Well, she
every
needs
Yes,
to
time.
get her some fanny lashes. Speaking of fanny lashes, I don't
she
have any fanny
does.
lashes on today, Fanny, and I just came from an event.
You
Hello.
need some. I need to send you some.
No, you need to bring me some because I'm in your
Cause you're
town,
in,
so we need
oh
to mix and get this
right.
thing cracking. How about that?
Yes, I have my Elizabeths on right now. They're very
Oh,
natural because today I'm natural.
All
okay.
right.
And being a mommy right now, as you can hear, he won't leave me alone. Get your iPad, baby.
Aw. So, tonight's episode seemed to end on a very spiritual kind of, sister vibe, which was good. I
And
was happy to
fake.
see that. And what, Bill?
And fake.
Why you say that, Bill?
Because I'm wondering if Angie still, like, if anybody else would have presented that song to Angie, would she think it was all about sisterhood and the important part of the night? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she thinks that
No.
everything she does, exactly. No, it was fake.
She thinks she
Um,
pisses sunshine. I don't have time for it.
yes, and I'm just sisters. We're just trying to, we don't want to disappoint our sisters. I
Stop
just,
insulting my
What's the
intelligence.
word Monifa
please,
use? Inauthentic?
inauthentic.
Inauthentic
Authentic.
is the word of the day, but I'm gonna say I'm not gonna let Angie wear that title by herself because, like I said, I see real from Kiki Wyatt, I see real from Latavia,
And
and end of story. Like,
Listen,
No.
And that's not FYI. That's not like, oh, you bitter because whatever. Because I'm cool. But I don't get authentic and genuine from Selena.
well, listen,
I don't get authentic and genuine from nobody but Kiki and Latavia.
I think there are various degrees, but I think Angie has proven herself to be the bottom of that. Um,
You
Uh,
think so? Do you
she's
think
a
so?
halibut.
Well then, okay. So then,
She's
if
a
you think
halibut. She's a bottom feeder. She's a halibut. Is that what you call her? You just call it Angie Stone?
not a
I, I,
halibut.
A
I,
If
halibut.
you think if
should
you
I
Find that
ask
think
you
he
that
about
bad.
Curvado?
Angie,
Should I ask you about Curvado?
we're
Mm.
not going there. Yeah, I mean, but
That's
I
what
was
I'm
wrong in
saying.
that
I
scenario.
don't
But
like it. I don't like it. I don't. Ever since that moment with you, but it was before that. I just didn't like her in general. But that moment with you asking about Curvado in the manner that it was done, I said, wait a minute. And
yeah,
it continued, and it continued, and it continued, and it continued. And I'm like, when there's no, like, we all have moments. I think every character has had a moment where they seem like a character.
hmm,
It's a show. It's
Yeah.
produced. It's television. But
right.
consistency is what bothers me. And I feel
Hmm.
like, yeah, Monifa could have had a moment where she wasn't the most authentic. Selena could have had a couple, whatever. But every episode, I get oozing inauthenticity from Angie Stone.
So what? Let me ask you this question. So if you think Angie is inauthentic, did she all of a sudden become inauthentic after the conversation with Monifa? Did she all of a sudden become inauthentic because her and Selena squashed their issue? This is the issue that I think a lot of people had with me when I was on the show, and this is the issue that I sort of still have in this scenario. I'm not going to be fake for anyone. I am not going to pretend like you cool if you're not cool. And I'm not going to pretend that I forgive you because we had a 2.5 minute conversation about something that you did that was super duper foul. So it makes you equally as fake if you all of a sudden just resolve this issue that was this issue that just had you so conflicted and in turmoil and biting your nails and how could you do this to me? And then, oh, you cool? Oh, I'm cool. Oh, we cool. Okay, that's a move. I'm not
Right.
buying it. And
Right.
I think that what makes the
Yeah.
situation real is when somebody says, I don't dig it. Like, let's talk about it. Like, let's get into what the reality of the situation is versus let me not look like I looked last year. Let me show
Right.
all of this
Well,
enormous, incredible growth. Oh,
I'm
you took a
yeah.
gig from
I'm with
me? Okay, well, no problem taking the gig from me. Just don't do that anymore. Now, after we done had tours fall through, and this one thank this one, and this one thank that one, I got to be in a situation where we are keeping it 100% real. And just, real is big for me. Real, I'm big on real. So, anyway.
I
Insulting
understand what you're
our
saying.
intelligence. Insulting our intelligence. That's what I'm saying. These storylines, they need a show called Continuity Cops, where you just go through and just pull through this shit and just call these folks on their stuff. Because it's just like, come on, boo, the continuity is not there. You know what? It's like, who's in charge?
Now,
Where's Della I need Della Reese. I
now,
need her in charge.
Yes.
well, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I think that in certain
We like to
situations,
call it angel's advocate here.
oh, angel's advocate. You may feel like
The devil on our shoulder.
you have a feeling about a person, but you don't want to harbor it. You want to. It's easier to say, okay, I gotta work with you. Let me not let this eat at me. We may not be sisters or the best of friends, but we gonna be cool because it can make you seem bitter if the person has apologized and you hold on to it. So
Yeah.
like I'm on the fence with it because I know for myself I would I, I would be a little like peeved and
Oh,
I would
still be
I'm
hot.
just saying, we got real quick, you guys. We have a question from Ashley Scott, who's an awesome R&B singer and just one of my friends on Twitter. He says you are not fake, and I don't think anyone is at this point. Everyone is showing themselves. And thank you for your question, Ashley. And I want to answer that by saying You're absolutely right. I wasn't fake. As much as people might not have liked what I had to say, I tried to keep it as real as I possibly could. But I do think that it's impossible to get all of who a person is and sort of, again, I say this all the time, when you got 5 or 6 women in the cast, you can't show like all these different personalities because then you'll be confused. You'll be like, well, who's the mean one, or who's the shy one, or who's the this, or who's the that. So I do understand that you sort of have to fall into this archetype or whatever the case may be. But I will say that I don't agree that everyone is being real, to answer your question, because again, I know these women better than anybody else associated with this brand because I've known them for, Monique and I have known each other for 15 years. I've known, they all came from Soul Kittens Cabaret. So yes, maybe parts of what you're seeing, they really believe, the ladies really believe themselves, but I want to see Selena get over the problems and the issues that she has in real life, so she doesn't go on the radio and say that Blue Ivy looks like, a man that, I don't even want to perpetuate that, but I just don't want to see those things continue to happen. And I think when you do your real work, like Monique talks about your real self-work, then you don't have those kinds of slip-ups. And you think before you speak. And I think real healing and real understanding of yourself and the things that you need to work on take you to a place where you don't always find yourself in a situation where you have to explain why you went off or why you snapped and said something crazy. And I want to see that kind of healing and that kind of exploration happen with these individual women. So maybe I'm thinking a little bit too deep, but yeah. So Ashley, I hope we answered your question. Yeah, they're real as in the fact that they're real human beings and they're real women and they're real on the show. But some of those real issues that they have, they're sugarcoating.
I thought Selena went on Fix My Life.
And
it's still not fixed.
It's still not fixed.
I don't know what that helped her with her relationship with her mother. I don't like to get into people's relationships with their parents and stuff, but Bill, you're absolutely right. I don't think she's fixed. And I don't think she's fixed because I think people have this idea that she's just this, I've changed and I'm very, very different and I'm the peacemaker now. We don't want any drama. Now, Kiki, are you okay? Monifa, are you okay? Angie, are you okay? I'm not buying it.
She showed that by cussing the sound guy out on stage tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is it's like that, you know what I mean? And that's the thing you have to work on, that twitch, that thing that makes you just flip out on somebody.
Mm-hmm. I already know.
Oh yeah. I mean, because and that's why I'm kind of on the fence, because sometimes you can come so far and one thing can set you off and you like, now wait a minute. I've changed.
So you think she's changed and you think she's really come a long way from last season?
I can't speak specifically for her, but I'm just saying people.
But we're talking about her right now.
From what's being shown, I think that her role is more of a peacekeeper than someone involved in the issues.
And that word role.
That's mainly because I feel like you're not there, and Kiki has taken on the problem role. Angie has taken
she's always been a problem.
Problem role.
She's a problem vocally for doggone show, but
the person,
honestly, in my opinion, Kiki's the person who's grown the most. Kiki Wyatt is the person in the cast who's grown the most.
I think
she's not drinking. She's not her husband doesn't have to be attached to her hip. She's not always walking into a room with her nose turned up. That's genuine, real growth.
But they have roles. As people that watch reality TV and produce reality TV, and we like, the audience has to understand that there are certain roles that make sense. Now, it's not about a script per se, but there are certain roles that make sense. There's a problem solver and there's a person creating problems. So if you, Nicci Gilbert, were what was labeled as the problem, are no longer there, who are they going to have that's labeled as a problem next?
Yes.
Could they have drama without somebody being the problem? I don't think you were a problem, obviously, but it's like, that's what everyone put you as. So...
I will accept responsibility for being what most would call a female dog of the eyes. And I was that way because I was constantly in situations where I felt like I had to assert that I wasn't going for the BS.
Yeah.
So that might have been classified as an issue or a problem. Maybe I should have just pretended as though there wasn't an issue with anybody. Okay, Angie, you just came in and insulted my charity. That's fine. And maybe I should have done it the way Selena done it. But that's not keeping it real. And this is a reality show. I also don't think, and I know I'm about to have all of the Mo Nation or all of those other people, whatever. I know Monifa. I think she is definitely a sweet spirit. I think she is definitely a sweet person, but she also has a side that gets under your skin, on your nerves, and she's very New York City and yo be and blah 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 blah. And I think that instead of us getting into these caricatures and these roles, let's keep it 100, which is why again I think Latavia, who is like, look, I can't really sing. What's she gonna do? Get on TV and be like, yo, I really can't really sing like that. And she's in so many ways she said it, but she still deserves the opportunity to be on a show that showcases women.
On a show, not the show for R&B Divas.
Richard, I wasn't trying to be no R&B diva like that. I wasn't trying to be
but your career is different.
Your gift is like far surpasses hers, like crazy. Like, are you kidding me, Nikki? I've heard you sing like a cough syrup, girl, ingredients. Girl, you can sing that better than she could ever do.
She was singing before the show started, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And the career line is just different. The career line is just different. Like, she was never known to be singing a lead part.
Right, she's always been a doo-wop girl. She's always been a doo-wop girl.
Right.
She has never been center stage. You've been doo-wop, and for you to even be cast on a diva, that's what my main thing is. And
I'm just wondering why I didn't show up to the doggone casting, because as far as I'm concerned, I ain't had no album out yet, but I'm an R&B diva, I guess. Anybody
if I had anything to say about it, and that's my point. Thank you for bringing me into that point, Belle. There are a lot of really talented, amazing, incredible singers out here, like Belle, who deserves the opportunity to have a platform that's a show all about singers.
Right.
But once again, having a little something to do with the creation of it, it was really about where we are in our lives now, the mistakes we made, the changes that we had to make in order to make ends meet. You can't always get out there and sing. Lily from SWV is a perfect example. And Lily from SWV was actually in the sizzle reel for R&B Divas originally. And Lily was like, I went and got a job. I had to feed my kids. Those are interesting, great stories. You watch SWV Reunited, you're not like, Taj, Lily, sing now. You're like, no. What is it that made SWV, feel like they were in a conflict? What is it that made SWV feel like, they needed to break up or whatever? There are stories behind why these women feel the way that they feel. There is a story behind Latavia and the Destiny's Child thing. Like, I wanted to hear more about, and I'm talking like I have nothing to do with it, because the fact is everybody knows that this season I had absolutely nothing to do with it. But I want to see those stories. I want to see what makes these women feel that they have either lost it all or they need to rebuild it. And I think Latavia has a really interesting story, and I want to see her, and I disagree with anybody who says that she should be off the show, because I think that she's got something to offer. And I hope
she needs to offer it, though. She needs to give it. That's the problem. Whatever she has to offer, she needs to give it, because I don't even care about her vocal ability not being strong. It really is like people are interested in knowing what the hell happened, Like, what happened with you girls? Like, what happened? Why did you just fall off? What's going on? What happened,
Well, she's writing her book. She's going to let everybody know in her book.
Well, can we see you going through that? Can we see that?
Exactly.
I don't care about you being raped and your mother not being there. Like, I really don't care. I want to get to the point where you got in Destiny's Child, you were performing, and then one day Farrah and Michelle was in the video and you weren't. That's what I want to hear about. And why didn't you?
How did that feel? And why? Yeah, I agree.
Right.
But Fake Nine really involved in any of those decisions. So
I
And I
think
still
that
want to know that
he's not
when
ready.
she was introduced to the show, there was no Destiny Child music playing in the background. There was a Casio in the background. Everybody got introduced with their music. She didn't get introduced with not one Destiny Child music that she has 2 Grammys for. I just put
Oh
it out
Lord
there.
Jesus.
She has two
Yeah.
Grammys.
It's
She
a
has 2 Grammys.
contractual something going on where they just can't use that.
I get it. I get
Perhaps
it.
I don't know.
I get it.
What's most important
I
for
get
me
it.
as a the creator of the show and you know a vanity credit EP at this point. What's most important is that we get into real organic stories. We get into what's really happening in these women's lives that are making them flip out on a sound guy, or the things that are happening in their lives that's making them be inorganic or inauthentic or authentic. I think the
Oh
music
yeah.
should
Who
always
who
be a
hired these?
treat.
Who hired the band? Who I mean, it's like I know that they're a house band, but it's just like
They're a house band literally on 94th and Crenshaw. Like literally.
ah oh oh
Well, actually,
well
I
well
recognize.
Bill, tell me what you really feel, Gail.
Right. I love it.
Fine.
Belle will be back next week. Oh, this reunion. So speaking of, we're getting down to the wire because we got to keep it down to 45 minutes, and we got about 4 minutes left. But please, everyone who's watching, thank you so much. We have shout out to Andre Lex, who says music is like magic. There's a certain feeling that you get. Thank you so much, Andre, for making your comments because this is an open forum for questions and comments. It's gonna get really, really juicy in the next couple of episodes. Monifa's getting married. I think it's gonna be amazing for the lesbian and gay community. I think that is awesome. I've always felt like that was a great idea. I also feel like this reunion special, y'all get ready for this reunion because Wendy Williams is hosting this reunion, and from what I understand, it's gonna be fire, not fire, fire, FIA, because some folks are, reacting, and Wendy keeps it very, very real. And one thing that I just have to say about television in any form, we want to be entertained. We understand that there has to be sort of a beginning, middle, and end, and there has to be story. But Belle, to your point, we want things to be real, and we want things to be organic, and we want to see more of that. And I feel like there is, a sort of, I don't know, inauthentic thing going on with a lot of the ladies, and I just want them to keep it 100. I just want them
I.e.
to,
Selena Johnson.
you know,
Insulting
not just,
our
not
Not,
just Selena.
I
No,
have
no,
a
no.
question.
Because let me tell you, I feel like Selena. I'm sorry. I feel like Selena was real every season except for. Go ahead, Sire, because for some reason I'm off. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're having like a delay or something.
Okay.
My question was, do you think that authenticity or inauthenticity has to do with the divas themselves or production? Like, that's my question as a viewer. Like, is that a I'm gonna decide who I am today, or is it like well, we need this for the show type of thing?
No, I think that everybody has made it a habit of saying that they can't use what you don't give them. So we're going to go to they can't use what you don't give them. I think Selena was very, very real and true to who she is in season one and in season two. I think that in season three, she probably looked at herself and let me go back and retract and take something back, take something back that I said if I could do that. I do believe that she wants to be in a place where she handles things that way. And I do applaud her for how she handled the situation with Angie. And I do applaud her for not flipping out and going off or whatever. But I don't feel like she's healed from it. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody passing the cup at a table and you've got a drinking issue and you say, oh no, I'm not going to drink today. Okay, that's great. You're not having a drink today. But what is your heart saying? What, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is, have you really explored the issues as it relates to you being an alcoholic and why you shouldn't have a drink? Or are you just not drinking because people are watching you? And I don't buy it because I keep going back to this Blue Ivy thing. I think it was totally 100% out of line. And then I
I
think that the
didn't hear about it.
rebuttal, you didn't hear anything about the Blue Ivy thing?
Mm-mm.
Well, Selena Johnson said that Blue Ivy looked like ODB and somebody else. She's a 2-year-old. They showed her a picture and she was like her hair off the chain and she looked like ODB or somebody else. And then she went to try to fix it. I think, and said something like, well, I'm just saying her hair was off the chain and the girl, I'm just saying children, babies in particular, especially Beyonce and Jay-Z's child, is totally off limits. So that's like falling off the wagon as far as I'm concerned. And I think that you fall off the wagon because you don't properly address the issues. I love all of the women associated with this brand. Because I'm saying that I don't think they're being real and I don't think they're being authentic doesn't mean I don't love them or I don't like all of them, but I love all of them. I want the best for them. The show was created for all of us to be very, very successful. So I love to see the LA Divas in the audience. I love to see the women doing this. I feel proud of what Faith and I created when I watched this show. What I'm not feeling is the buzz. And I think that there's a whole lot of that going on. And I hope that in season 4, we just strip off all of that. I want to be famous. I want to sing every 5 minutes. I want to show the world I'm the greatest singer ever. And deal in the facts and the truth. Because I think that's the only way that we can start to excel and become very successful and all that other stuff. I'm not buying it. So I can't wait to see what Wendy has to say. And Wendy Williams' reunion show is July 2nd and July 9th. All of the ladies looked really amazing from some of the photos that I've seen. Belle will be there. Sire will be here. I'm sorry. Richard will be here. And we will keep it 100% funky. And I hope that, moving forward, Richard, just like you said, quit trying to pull the wool over people's eyes and let it be what it is. We got another comment. Nicci, I applaud you for this platform that you created, and I do believe everyone needs their stories told. Trust me when I say every group and every artist does. So how can you come back and redo the platform? Okay, on that note.
I was just thinking to myself, in season 4, we need someone to reappear again.
I said, you know what's so funny? I'm going to tell you, it's so funny. I was DMing Lark last week, and I said, something I told you too, I said, wouldn't it be great for Nicci Gilbert to come back in season 4 and really shake shit up?
Go there. Everything you talk about, that's missing, go there.
Okay.
Well,
so that's what I think needs to happen.
That's not going to happen at all, period, under no circumstances. And it's not going to happen because I feel like, unless I had the ability to really do what I felt in season 1, what I set out to do, what Faith and I set out to do, which is really not even close to an option at this point, it won't happen. I want this thing to thrive. I want it to be very, very successful. I want to do all of the things that I had in my mind and in my spirit with other people. I want Belle, I want women like you, seriously, to be afforded the opportunity to have this. And I've just decided that I work better under circumstances that are a little more authentic and a lot more authentic and organic. Again, I want all of you to know out there watching, I thank you. Subscribe to No Ego TV, please. I do not wish anything bad on this franchise. I want it to continue to grow. But I have outgrown it. And I definitely will not be returning to the series. But I hope that everybody who's involved in it now, with the exception of 1, maybe 2, and those 1 or 2 are not Selena Johnson or Kiki Wyatt or Latavia, or Monica, with the exception of them. I want them to bring in some fresh faces. I'd love to see like a Nivea, a Maya. I mean, we got to roll out and make some room, for some of these other women and give them the platform and the opportunity. But more than anything,
R&B Divas New York.
R&B Divas New York, R&B Divas Philly. I would love to have Jasmine Sullivan. Oh my God, I would love to have Jasmine Sullivan on the show. Jaguar Wright, Blue Cantrell.
R&B Divas West Hollywood, get all the kids out, boo.
I do want it to be successful, but I want people to stop with the fakery. And there's so much fakery this season, and I think that people are seeing through it.
Again, insulting our intelligence. Stop.
Let me take one more question. David Waddell, do you have any tips for dealing with depression? David, these are my tips for dealing with depression. And I'm not I'm not a therapist. I'm not trained in any way, shape, or form. But yes, for the past 2 years, I've been going through a lightweight depression, my dang old self. I think getting physically, mentally, and spiritually connected to yourself, working out, constantly repeating to yourself the mantra every day that it's not, as long as I wake up, as long as God gives me breath in my lungs and vision in my eyes, and I can breathe and speak and make changes in my life, that I'm okay. I think the whole world is kind of going through a lightweight thing. Everybody's financially struggling. Not everybody. There's some rich folks out there, Donald Sterling, which are crazy ass. But I think that you just kind of have to wake up every day and think about people who really do have things to be concerned about. Women who have children who are sick that they're visiting in the hospital every day. People who are born without limbs. Like, there are people who have real, and not to say I'm not discounting whatever you're going through, because David, I don't know you and I don't even know if this applies to you, but I think if we just reinforce the positive things that are going on in our lives and just be grateful for waking up every day and get into fixing ourselves.
Just
Can I
talk.
comment on this?
Please, Bill. Please.
David, when I just quit my job with Miley on her tour, I went through a bit of depression when I got home. And what helped me in the last month was I started journaling every day. And after the month, I went back in that journal and I highlighted every word that I know I used a lot. And I saw that it was all negative. So I was
All right.
able to see the negativity and replace it with positivity. And I also affirm myself every day. Like, your curves are beautiful. Your
Yes.
lips are beautiful. So what, you had a baby. You're gorgeous. Like, you have to keep doing that. And when you do it enough, you'll start to believe it. And it'll start to be you. So I think that journaling thing would be really, really
And you
good for you,
become
David.
it, because your curves are beautiful and you are beautiful and your spirit is beautiful. And I never would have thought in a million years that you would ever have that struggle, because I see your affirmation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, oh, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, and just be thankful for the breath and be thankful for the life, because there's so many people who don't have it. And I know it's kind of sick and twisted in a way, but I tend to look at situations with people who are far, far, far less fortunate than we are. And the fact that we're on computers and we can communicate this way, that says life ain't all bad anyway. There are people who don't even
Exactly.
have a kernel of corn to eat. Women who have
Yeah.
to watch their babies go to sleep starving. So the best way to maybe get over your own issues is to sow into other people and
And
maybe get out and get involved in the church and community. Go ahead. I'm sorry, babe.
I would also say communicate with people. Have a group of people that you trust.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what we do is we internalize things and we are our own worst enemy. So if you vocalize some of the problems that you're going through to a friend or a counselor or a teacher or anything, that can help you come to terms with what you're going through, because sometimes you just want to feel heard, and oftentimes
Yes.
you don't need anyone to help you. Talking to someone, you'll come to your own conclusions and
Right.
solutions. So
Right.
that's my little bit of
Right.
advice.
And
Richard?
I'm just going to give you a little bit of my Granny Josephine wisdom, which she would say, baby, get out of your own way. And
Yeah.
get out of your own way means that you are the only person that's blocking your blessings. Okay, your creator, your higher power has so many beautiful things in store for you, and all you have to do is just be open and worthy to them, and just be aware, that your people that love
Yes.
you, talk to them, communicate with people, just like Sire was saying. Communication, that is the key. You want to make sure that you're talking to someone, because you're not out there by yourself. There is someone out there who has gone through it, who is going through it, or who will go through it. So maybe your experience will help them, or somehow everyone, we can all get along. We can all get along
Yeah.
on this planet.
Spread love. At the end of
You
the
know?
day, if you
We live on
spread
a
love
ball.
right, we do. And
We
what
live on a
goes around
ball.
comes around full
Exactly.
circle. So put good out, and that good will come back to you. And to
Exactly.
Belle's point, those affirmations. To your point, Sire, those friends and circle of people that you can trust. And Richard, you hit the nail on the head. Get out of your own
Oh,
way. So this is the end of
step
the
aside.
hangout. It's 9 o'clock. I wish we could do this forever, forever, ever. But we will be here again at noego.tv. Please tell someone. We are going to be reviewing R&B Divas LA. We are going to be reviewing Hollywood Divas. Honey, this is your destination for all things diva. And I love y'all for watching. I really, really appreciate you all. Belle, where can we find you? Give them your Twitter handle.
You can find me on Instagram at TheOnlyBelle or on Twitter at Belle's Diary.
And what about your SoundCloud or your? Y'all need to check out this
SoundCloud. My SoundCloud is null and void right now.
Okay,
but
we gonna talk about
check out some of my music. Facebook.com/Belle's Music.
And Glass Hair at Glass Hair.
At Glass Hair at Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. So.
And if y'all know about the air gel, y'all need to get hit. And Sire Leo Lamar.
Sire Leo.
Sire, you there, baby?
Sire Leo Lamar on both Instagram and Twitter.
All right, and I'm at Nicci Gilbert everywhere, or All Things Nicci. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for all of your questions. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, David. Thank you, everybody else out there who's watching. It is the Divas Hangout. We are getting bigger. We are getting better. We are getting sexier, and we are keeping it all the way real. So if you don't want real, then you should be watching something else. All right, love y'all. Have a wonderful
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Right. Belle, lunch, like this weekend.
Yes.
Okay, baby.
And here.
Call me.
Okay. All right,
I like to eat. I want to go. I like to eat.
All right, we're going to try to get Faith Evans on the reunion hangout. I'm going to reach out to Faith. You know, she's busy finishing up Incomparable, but we're going to try to get her to sneak in on us.
Let's not even talk about Incomparable.
That's record. If you don't have Incomparable, I'm coming, baby, because I gotta go to everybody. If you don't have Incomparable, you need to get it. If you don't have Kiki's record, well, it's not out yet, but the single is what, 6 days? I Observe It is in 6 days.
Yeah.
Kelly Price, her album is in stores now. Leela James has a record on iTunes. Lil Mo got a mixtape. Selena got a single out. Kiki got a bomb single out. So the divas are making music. And please support everyone. And I got a new TV show coming out that I'm going to be telling y'all about in a minute.
Ow.
All right. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. All right. Good night.
Good night.